Power is not something given freely. It is taken, cultivated, and maintained through a deep understanding of human behavior. Those who master this truth control their environment, while those who ignore it remain at the mercy of others. History shows us that empires rise and fall not through chance, but through the calculated actions of those who understand the subtle mechanics of influence. To truly command respect and authority, one must learn to see beyond appearances and into the minds of those around them. Most people live on autopilot, reacting emotionally to life, unaware of the forces shaping their thoughts and choices. This ignorance creates an advantage for those who observe carefully, think critically, and plan strategically. Great thinkers like Machiavelli, Sun Tzu, and Marcus Aurelius revealed timeless principles about power and human nature. Machiavelli argued that it is safer to be feared than loved if one cannot be both. Sun Tzu taught that the greatest victories come from battles never fought, and Marcus Aurelius emphasized control over oneself as the foundation of true strength. These lessons, though centuries old, remain just as relevant today. Modern society hides manipulation behind politeness, marketing, and media, but the rules remain unchanged. Those who understand human nature hold the keys to influence. In today's world, attention is power. The ability to control what people focus on shapes their beliefs and actions. Social media, advertising, and politics operate on this principle. Algorithms are designed to keep you engaged, addicted, and predictable. Those who consume without awareness are easily influenced, but those who step back and study the system can use it to their advantage. The first step is recognizing that everything you see has been engineered to provoke a reaction. Once you see the structure, you can decide what influences you instead of blindly reacting. To cultivate power, you must develop emotional control. Emotions are tools, but when they control you, they become weapons in the hands of others. The calm strategist never reveals anger or fear. They maintain a steady presence that unsettles opponents and inspires confidence in allies. Emotional discipline allows you to respond with precision rather than impulse. Think of a chess master. Every move is calculated, not emotional. When you master your emotions, you gain the ability to anticipate and manipulate the emotions of others. Another critical skill is observation. People reveal more than they realize through micro-expressions, tone of voice, body language, and choice of words. By training yourself to notice these subtle cues, you can predict behavior and gain a psychological advantage. Most people are too focused on themselves to see these signals, which is why skilled observers appear almost psychic. They are not supernatural. They are simply paying attention to patterns others ignore. Power also comes from patience. In a fast-paced world, impulsive decisions lead to regret. Strategic patience allows you to wait for opportunities rather than chasing them desperately. The most powerful people in history were masters of timing. They knew when to strike and when to remain silent. Silence itself is a weapon. It creates discomfort and forces others to reveal information. By saying less, you create mystery and authority. Another key to influence is framing. The way you present information determines how others perceive it. For example, leaders shape narratives to gain support, while advertisers use framing to sell products. By learning to frame your words and actions carefully, you can guide how others interpret your intentions. This skill is essential in persuasion, negotiation, and leadership. Consider also the power of scarcity. People desire what seems rare, valuable, or exclusive. Limiting access to yourself, your time, or your resources creates a sense of importance. This principle applies to social relationships, business, and branding. Scarcity generates demand, and demand generates power. But scarcity must be authentic. Manufactured scarcity without substance collapses when people realize they've been deceived. The art of influence is not just about control, it's about understanding. The deeper your understanding of human psychology, the more predictable people become. This predictability allows you to position yourself as a leader, someone others turn to for guidance. True leaders are not those who shout the loudest, but those who understand the needs, fears, and desires of their followers. But power is meaningless without sophistry. The strongest rulers in history were those who disciplined themselves before seeking to rule others. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about Stoic philosophy, emphasizing that controlling one's own mind is the highest form of power. When you no longer react impulsively to insults, failures, or temptations, you gain an unshakable foundation. Others sense this strength and respect it instinctively. Power also requires adaptability. The world is constantly changing, and rigid strategies eventually fail. The ability to evolve, to learn new skills, and to anticipate trends keeps you ahead of the competition. Like a predator adapting to its environment, you must remain flexible, always ready to adjust your plans. This mindset separates leaders from followers. It turns ordinary individuals into visionaries. One of the most dangerous misconceptions about power is that it's purely external. People chase titles, wealth, and recognition, believing these things will give them control, but power truly begins within. External power without internal strength crumbles under pressure. History is filled with rulers who had armies and wealth but lacked discipline and vision. They were overthrown by those who mastered themselves first. Mastering influence also involves communication. Words are weapons, capable of inspiring loyalty or igniting rebellion. Great leaders use storytelling, symbolism, and emotional resonance to captivate their audiences. Study the speeches of leaders like Winston Churchill or Martin Luther King Jr. They moved nations not only with logic but with emotional depth. Learn to use words with precision, and you will hold the power to influence anyone. Yet power should not be confused with cruelty. The goal is not to dominate blindly, but to navigate life effectively. True power is subtle, invisible, and sustainable. Those who seek only to control others through fear ultimately destroy themselves. Real influence is built on a foundation of respect, trust, and understanding, even if it includes strategic manipulation. The most skilled players of the game of power never need to raise their voices. Their presence alone commands attention. If you want to rise above the crowd, begin with observation. Study the dynamics of your environment. Notice patterns, power structures, and alliances. Learn from books, biographies, and psychology. Knowledge is the foundation of strategy. Then, practice restraint. Do not reveal your intentions too soon. The element of surprise is a powerful weapon. Finally, never stop learning. Power is a lifelong pursuit, not a single achievement. The moment you become complacent, someone else will surpass you. Stay hungry for knowledge, disciplined in your habits, and precise in your actions. The world rewards those who understand its rules, not those who simply hope for success. This is the mindset of leaders, thinkers, and strategists throughout history. Power is not luck. Influence is not coincidence. Both are the results of conscious effort, psychological mastery, and relentless observation. The question is not whether you will play the game, but whether you will play it well.